Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. Today we're talking the world's #1 eye cream 2026. Now in 2026 we have access to so many amazing eye creams and serums, and eye creams have really leveled up in the past 5 years. If I look back to 5 or 6 years ago, most brands had an eye cream that was just nothing more than a glorified moisturizer, often the exact same formulas as their standard moisturizer, but in tiny little packets, charging double or triple the price. This was just price gouging 101, and I would generally have recommended back then that most people avoid eye creams. Well, a lot has changed, and because we now have access to some next level formulas, I really think using a well chosen eye cream is a great way of elevating your anti-aging skincare routine without necessarily breaking the bank. I've shared with you recently some of my personal eye cream favorites, but there's been a new launch on the market that honestly I think beats them all. So sit back, relax, let's talk the world's #1 eye cream. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my hot take, and this is really part of a journey that I've been on when it comes to eye creams. As I said, I've gone from being a total skeptic, someone that avoided eye creams because I just knew that they were cash grab scams, to now somebody that actively uses them morning and evening in my skincare routine, and I genuinely think wouldn't be without them. Choose wisely when it comes to eye creams, and I would love to know what your personal favourites are. Are there any that you can recommend to the Mad About Skin community? Sound off in the comments section below and share them. Share with me your eye cream before and after results, because we're all one big family here, and I would love to hear from you. Here on Mad About Skin, I don't do sponsorships and I don't do paid partnerships. When I talk positively about a product, it's because it's genuinely worked so well for me, not because a brand has lined my pockets with coin. If you appreciate truly independent skincare advice and recommendations like you're seeing in today's video, make sure to let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So zero gatekeeping, the product we're talking about today is this. This is the Remedy for Dark Circles eye cream. Now this actually launched about 2 weeks ago, I think, but I was really blessed to have been able to try this out prior to the launch. Remedy actually sent it and asked for my honest feedback, thoughts and opinions when it came in a trial version around 6 weeks ago. I've been using it for that 6-week period, and I'm here to say I absolutely love it. I love it so much that as soon as it launched, I actually placed 3 on order with my own hard-earned coin because I worried that it was going to run out. I really didn't want to be without it. So I now have 3 on order, winging their way over to me, because I think this is going to be the eye cream I use most in 2026 for so many different reasons. This is a super affordable product, and anybody that knows me and has watched the channel for some time knows that I'm all about the drugstore. I love affordable drugstore, let's just call it what it is, cheap skincare. I hate overpaying because I think honestly there are so many amazing options at the drugstore. We don't need to overpay in order to get the results, and I really pride myself on offering affordable alternatives to some of the high-end products in the skincare market, and this is one of them. This would rival and in fact exceed the performance of any bougie, luxury and high-end eye cream, and that is primarily the reason that I love it. But there's so much more. So in today's video, I'm first going to talk about the product itself, break down the ingredients, what they're doing, and why I think it's so special. I'll share with you my own experiences having used this for that 6-week period, and then we're going to summarize everything at the end. If you want to jump to one section of the video over another, I've left timestamps down in the description box below, so be my guest. And I've also left a link to where you can purchase this, again, down in the description if you want to check the price point where you live, read some of the online reviews, the ingredients, or make a purchase. So this I paid, when I just purchased it for myself, I paid £17. I believe they do a subscription service where they automatically bill you and send you one every month or every 2 months, and that does take a percentage off the cost. I think if you get it on a regular subscription, it brings the price down to around £14, so that's a little bit more affordable. And whilst I'm going to be using this month in, month out, and I probably could have done the subscription, the reason I didn't is I just don't like subscription style services because I forget about them or I end up with too much product. I like to buy when I need. and I placed 3 on order, and that will probably last me throughout the whole of 2026. So my eye cream needs are covered, but there is like a subscription you can do if you do want to save 15%, which might work out for you if you like that style of service. But even full price at £17, I think that is super, super affordable. When you look at the quality of the product, you get 15 mil of product in here, and it actually goes with a really, really nice applicator. Now, this style of applicator, for me at least, is a bit hit and miss. I like some of them. I find some of the others a little bit scratchy. This one, though, is beautiful. It literally glides on like butter, and this applicator is silky, silky smooth. So it's primarily badged as being an anti-dark circles eye cream, and I think that really is where the ingredients target their action. It definitely will help to minimize the appearance of dark circles and discoloration under the eye, but I don't think it just stops there. I actually wish they called it something different, because it's called for dark circles, which implies the only benefit you're getting from this is from dark circles, but it actually does so much more. It helps reduce puffiness and inflammation, which is amazing. If you want that under eye snatched, then this is a great product to reach for. It definitely helps with the dark circles discoloration, but it also will reduce the appearance of crow's feet and any wrinkles and fine lines that you have around the eye, because it's got some great anti-aging benefits in here too, and it's one of the most hydrating eye products that I've ever used. So if you have that crepiness, dryness under the eye, again, this is going to be a win, and I would see it as like a 4-in-1. You've got your anti-aging, you've got your discoloration treatment, you've got your anti-puffiness and inflammation, and you've got your hydration. It's kind of just doing it all, and that's why it's really special. So the ingredients in here are kojic acid, one of the best dark spot and hyperpigmentation correctors around. Now, when you look at dark circles and discoloration under the eye, it can be caused by two things. Some of it is genuine traditional discoloration caused by hyperpigmentation. So if you have hyperpigmentation on other areas of the skin, dark spots, discoloration, this can also happen under the eye, which can then present as being much more darker in skin tone than the rest of the skin, which is why it stands out. Kojic acid will definitely treat that. Some, however, of that discoloration under the eye is vascular, so using something like kojic acid won't work, which is where the caffeine comes in. So it actually contains caffeine, which constricts some of the blood vessels and ventricles, which can actually reduce the amount of under eye discoloration and puffiness by doing that. So it's kind of working in two ways. You've got your kojic acid to treat traditional hyperpigmentation. You've got your caffeine to really constrict things under there and reduce that almost bluish undertone that you can get under the eye. And used together, this is a really clever pairing to deliver the very best results when it comes to dark circles. Caffeine works instantly, which is where you get those quick wins. Kojic acid really starts to work after about a month, so you get those longer term benefits. Used together just makes perfect sense. You've got niacinamide, which pairs really well with kojic acid to, again, just sort of supercharge that hyperpigmentation treatment, which I really love to see. And there's an ingredient in here which I can never spell, which is hexyresveratrol. I'll leave it here. I can never, ever pronounce that word. But this is a really clever ingredient that you don't see in a lot of skincare, and it's a shame because it's actually a tyrosinase inhibitor. So tyrosinase is one of the required components of producing pigment in the skin. If you can inhibit tyrosinase and reduce its prevalence, you're going to reduce the amount of excess pigment being produced. So it works really well to prevent hyperpigmentation, whereas kojic acid works to treat hyperpigmentation that's already there. So if you take the tyrosinase inhibitor, you take the kojic acid, you take the caffeine, you're really getting like a three-pronged attack at treating dark circles and discoloration, which is why I think this is so effective versus a lot of the other products that I use. You've got a marine algal complex in here, which is great for anti-aging, but also is great for hydrating. You've got Matrixyl 3000. Anyone that knows me knows I love my fix of Matrixyl, one of the best anti-aging peptide duos around. You'll see it in products from The Ordinary. You see it in, I use it in my own skincare line, and it's great to see it in this product because, again, it's just targeting down on that anti-aging, but also delivering some hydrating benefits too. And you've got squalane. Squalane is just a great all-round hydrator. You can put it under the eye and it'll just smooth everything out, and it's also great as a primer. So if you're looking to use any makeup, any concealer on top of it, you absolutely can do so, and that squalane just helps things attach and just works. You get zero tackiness, you get zero like feel on the skin afterwards. Put a little on, and then I tend to just pat it in gently. It feels like butter. disappears without a trace and just leaves behind the most beautiful veil of hydration. It definitely helps minimize the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles instantly because it plumps everything out. And in the long term, you're getting that boost to reducing and fading dark spots and under eye discoloration. Just a powerhouse. And yeah, like I say, whether you choose to apply it as the brand recommends using this like doe foot applicator, which is quite cooling, again delivering some additional benefits, or you choose to, you know, just squeeze a little out and then dab it under the eye, it's completely up to you. I mean, I always say in skincare, use and do what works for you. And personally, this is one of the few applicators I actually like because it makes it really easy to apply and you get a nice cooling. I keep it in the fridge. I think for the best results, keep it in the fridge because that's further going to constrict things, reduce puffiness and inflammation. And I think it sort of turbocharges the ingredients and you get more out of it. That's my take. You don't need to keep it in the fridge. You can absolutely just leave it on your vanity in the bathroom. But I leave it in the fridge because I think that extra cooling is definitely appreciated. And I think that's going to be an absolute game changer in the warmer summer months when I do get a little bit red and I find that I get more puffiness and inflammation. The fridge is going to be your best friend and you can absolutely keep this in the fridge when you look at the ingredients and its profile. Overall, I have been so impressed. I think it's ticking every box. When I talk about an under eye skincare, I want anti-aging, I want reduction in puffiness and inflammation, reduction in those dark circles and discoloration, and I want hydration. I kind of want it all, and most eye products out there focused on one of those elements. It's very rare that you find one that has all of it, and that's really what you're getting for £17 in this, which is why I think it's such a game changer. Now, I will still continue to use some of the other eye treatments that I've mentioned earlier in the video because they're my absolute favorites too, and I will cycle through them, mix and match, depending on what my eye needs, my under eye area needs on the day. But I find that this is the one that I'm reaching for most frequently because dark circles, definitely something that I experience, and most products that I've tried targeting dark circles have done next to nothing. This is the first one that I've tried that's actually worked. I used to use the ordinary caffeine serum, which worked really well too, but I found it dried out my under eye because of the formulation. This gives you that dose of caffeine without the associated dryness, so it's a great alternative for that, for anyone that found that the ordinary one just left them a bit crepey and a bit dry under the eye. What I do is I use this twice a day, and this is my other top tip I want to share with you. Twice a day, morning and evening, for the very best results. But on an evening, what I actually do is put an occlusive layer on top of it. So during the day, I don't want anything too heavy, so I'll just use this on its own. On an evening, I'll use the same amount and then I'll go in with this. This is the Mad About Skin Intensive Rescue Balm. This is an occlusive balm that you use. It's similar to like slugging. If people use like Vaseline on the skin, they might use a heavier occlusive to kind of lock everything in. That's what this does. Most people use this on their lips as a lip balm, which it's fantastic for. But I'd say experiment and go a little wild and just try putting a little of this under the eye on top of this product. It'll lock it in, you'll get an extra dose of hydration. When you wake up, you will have a guaranteed gorgeous under eye skin day, and that's my top tip. This is super inexpensive, so this makes like a really nice duo, and at the moment it's 3 for 2, so if you put 3 in your basket when you check out, you'll only actually be paying for 2. And I've also just got a standard discount code if you only want to shop one of them. I'll leave the discount code down below as well, so there's something there no matter how many you want to buy. But yeah, this one is from my own skincare line, but this hack will actually work with any occlusive. So if you have your favorite balm that you use, put a little of this on top of the remedy for dark circles on an evening. It will elevate the results without having to break the bank. You heard it here first, just genuinely works. Anyway, like I say, there are lots of amazing eye creams out there, and I would encourage everybody that was almost like a child of the 90s or noughties that just felt that we were being scammed when it came to eye creams because none of them actually worked, but somehow they managed to cost a fortune. Change our narrative. If you shop with a purpose and choose a well-formulated under-eye product, you can elevate your skincare routine with just one product. But like I say, all comes down to focusing down on quality. And I think for 2026, Remedy are leading the way. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And I just want to say a big thank you for watching through to the bitter end on another video. Honestly, you guys, the bitter end crew, always do mean the world to me, and if you've made it this far, through all the waffle, through all the fangirling about this eye cream, let me know by reaching down into the comments and leave the eye emoji. Leave the eye emoji, and that way I can personally thank you for being with me through to the bitter end, because you guys honestly mean the world to me. And wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.